Hello. So I did some plot tours yesterday, but yesterday's stream didn't save because I'm new to this. So I'm going to try this again. And maybe these plot tours will save to Twitch and people can go back and look at them, Horde side or Alliance side, and try to figure out the numbers of the plots that they would like to jump straight in on. So right now I'm in my Horde house. There's not a whole lot in here, but it's pretty nice. I wanted to extend the entrance, and I think I did that pretty well. And whenever I come inside, I'm in a nice seating area. Not sure what to do with this over here. And I did play with it upstairs. And I'm just going to hang out in housing for a little bit until some people join the stream, and then I'll start the tour. So specifically in building, it's the floor plan is very, very important. You can change it. It's just tons of configurations, but it's really important to figure out how you want to lay everything out, like what types of rooms you'd like it on the bottom and what types of rooms you might want upstairs if you want upstairs at all. Um, because once you start building, you might not want to lose your progress. What this tells me on this other side is that maybe there might be other configurations in the future, because there's room on the layout for more to be added, which is interesting, but right now it's pretty good. And you can see on the floor plan that it's already showing the items that I personally placed, which is kind of cool. I didn't know it was going to do that. I didn't know it was going to show a top-down version of my work. So I can critique myself from multiple angles. Joy. Nah, it's actually a really cool feature. It took me a second to figure out how to get to the other floor, but it's in this bottom right. And you press up, and there we got the second floor. This stairwell is already stumping me as to what I'm going to do with it. I think probably the default's going to be everyone making libraries and bookcases just to do something with that. I don't know. I'm sure I'll come up with something a little bit more creative because I'm spiteful and I don't like to copy other people. So whenever I see an obvious answer, I try not to use it. We'll see when I end up coming up with the first stairwell. But I wanted a big primary bedroom upstairs, and I already started placing a bed. You can see how small it is in relation to the room. That's a lot of space to fill out. And I thought maybe having a hallway with like a closet and maybe a bathroom upstairs might be nice. There are some builders who are like, F bathrooms. I'm not right making those. But hey, a tub could be fun. I don't mind building those. Kitchens, on the other hand, those are never fun for me. That's why I assume maybe this side room could be a kitchen, or hey, maybe I make the stairwell into a kitchen area because there's a lot of room underneath these stairs. I don't know, but it'll be really fun to find out. This is just me thinking about a home layout, but there are going to be businesses. People are going to RP maybe and run out of their homes. So it is really nice to be able to see the top down. And yeah, let's see what else I can show you. So building is very intuitive. I mean, anybody is going to be able to pick this up. You just grab an item and place it. You can snap it, or you can turn it off snapping so you can enable clipping. And whenever you click on an item and press R, that removes it and puts it back in your crate. Watch out for this cleanup mode though. I thought I was being cute by cleaning up the room, and I thought that this little broom would just sweep stuff into my crate. It did not. It is actually a delete. This little tiny thing over on the right-hand side tells you it's a delete, but I'm more focused on the middle of what I'm doing, and I didn't see that at first. So I think I might have accidentally permanently deleted some things very, very easily in cleanup mode. So that button is a little bit too prominent and easy to hit, in my opinion, which I've already given my feedback to Bliss, but we'll see if they listen, because it's real easy to accidentally hit this when you mean to hit this, or you hit the sweep when you mean to hit the floor plan. So I would like that delete to be less easy to do, especially because we're spending in-game money on this, right? I mean, and maybe even more because you're dyeing it, and that costs money too. So yeah, I would like it like a little prompt maybe to show up saying, hey, are you sure you want to delete this item? That would help me. So placing stuff is pretty simple. Let me get like another piece. I don't really have any furniture yet until I do another daily from the main hub. That will give me another piece of furniture. But let's see. Let's go ahead and in here and mess with this stuff. You'll see me exit out the building interface. It's habit for me to get out of it when I'm moving room to room because of my housing experience in other places. I'm sorry if that's annoying. Okay, so there is the grid system, and I can toggle that on, and you'll see the item just hover over, kind of bounce over the other thing that's been placed. Now, if I turn collision off, I'm supposed to be able to kind of blend these items, but you see they're popping up anyway. I think that's not how this is supposed to go. I think maybe on alpha this isn't quite right because any builder who likes to combine items to make another item knows that this is not going to work. So far I'm not very happy with the collision thing, but maybe they just haven't given it to me yet. But I'll keep my fingers crossed. The advanced mode is pretty standard. I'm a big fan. You just grab it and slide whatever direction you want to go. And if you have a hard time, maybe you can't really press this one arrow because it's too close to the up arrow, just move your character and get a better angle on it, and it's not a problem. You can, of course, flip stuff upside down if you'd like. This one's a little bit more tricky. You may have to move your character to click the correct button that you mean to click. I do like that they've got the numbers here. I've been in other housing where it lets you type the number in for instant, which is faster. This is just a little bit more, you want to be perfect with it. If you want to snap it on a perfect 90 or 180 or 0, like you have to find it and hopefully you hit it. So yeah, housing is pretty damn easy right now. I'm sure it'll get a little bit more complex, and the more you use these tools, the more you can accomplish. Dying is pretty simple. I'm really into this. So the die slots are nice because you have so many ways to combine this. I mean, using clown colors here, but just to show you how incredible this is, it's really remarkable. And then if I press apply, it's not going to work because I don't have any dies. So dies are consumables. Once you use them, they're done. So if I wanted both of these chairs to be clown colors, I have to make sure I have 2 red, 2 yellow, and 2 blue to consume them. But this is the part that I'm really excited about is the recently used dies. That's going to make it very simple for me to bounce from item to item and make sure that I hit the correct color scheme that I came upon in the first place. So that was really nice quality of life compared to some of the other building that I've done. All right, so that's pretty much it. You'll notice in the top right hand corner that it says that I have 69 placed out of 300. That does not look like I have 69 pieces down, right? Nah. Whenever you click on these, there is there's a value in the corner. So you'll see that this reinforced door is 5. So that's going to eat 5 out of my 300 for 1 piece. The way I'm used to building, it's a 1 for 1. Ooh, they let me save it. It's kinda? What was that about? Did you see that? I had my cloud chair for a moment. It'll probably go away when I put it back. Let's see. Yeah, it's not clown chair anymore. Welcome to alpha. Things are buggy. So yeah, I'm not quite keen on having such limited housing right now. I mean, this is just when you walk in the door, which is fine. You'll only be able to put down maybe 50 things, maybe 60. You're not going to be able to put down very much because I mean, this fireplace alone is it's a big sink. What this does, which I'm afraid it's going to de-incentivize people from actually cobbling, because if I put a bench down and I want to stack 5 benches, right? And that'll make a unique bookshelf that nobody else has. And I really like the look of it. Well, let's see what that bench costs. I have it upstairs. Let's see. We'll move this bench. We'll put it back into the crate. See how much the bench is worth. Did it again. The bench is worth 3. So if I've stacked a bunch of these benches on top of each other, that's going to get real pricey real fast. And then not even to mention the books that I'm going to place on it, how much those cost. So what this kind of does is it de-incentivizes people from cobbling and like truly being creative with the assets and coming up with things that nobody else has seen before, because it's going to eat into your decor limit so dang much. I understand why they're doing it, of course. Their servers can only handle so much, and there are a gazillion players out there who are going to be doing housing. And if we let everybody have 1-to-1, 300 pieces in their houses straight off the bat, I mean, I don't even think they realize how much load they need to carry on their servers. So this is fine. So first, actually, I think I'm going to go to town and pick up the daily so that I can maybe get a free piece of furniture. This is the plot that I've chosen. This is number 41. So I've gone back and forth on a lot of plots, a lot. And this is the one that I landed on, specifically for a very odd reason that I hope they don't fix. So I really love the green. I'm not going to be building on sand. There's a lot of sand plots, which are fine. I just wanted a green plot. But whenever I go into this space, Rune Totem's Bounty, it gets almost like a slight haze to it. And throughout the day and night cycles, that haze, it kind of took away from the vibrancy of the green space to me. And I really wanted it that way. So if you go over this way, technically this house is still in that area, but I get the lighting that comes from being up here in Razorwind Shores. So this particular plot, when I'm standing on it, is always going to be green and vibrant. It has a different sunset over here than if I were to get one of the plots over here, then it will have a different lighting box sunset. Isn't that strange? I mean, it's just the smallest little detail, but I'm definitely a little nerdy about that kind of stuff. So when I'm looking for a plot, what I'm considering is not just what section it is. I'm going to look at what kind of vegetation would I like around me that's going to support the house that I want to build. What is my view? Like, to me, this is like one of the best views because, oops, sorry, my name's in the way. I can't get rid of that. Let me get rid of this. So this has one of the best views because it didn't work. Um, you get this sweeping view of all of the red rocks. And I think they are gorgeous. And to me, there's nothing more quintessential for Horde side than these red rocks. That's how they chose this, I bet. They just really wanted this to have that, I mean, very grounded, earthy feel. And somebody who's been a big fan of Thousand Needles, like I have, I've always loved that aesthetic. I mean, these rock piles are very well done. I love looking at them. And then, of course, the blue water, like the juxtaposition of the light blue against the deep kind of brown red is so pretty to me. And throughout the day, the color of the water even changes and it becomes more tropical and more teal. And it looks so good. It pops right off the red rocks. And then with the green kind of tropical vegetation. I mean, this was my vibe. Ultimately, whenever we get to customize the outside of our houses, right now, this is the only outside of the house I can look at. As we do more plot tours and look at ones that people have claimed, this is the house you'll see. Hopefully, we'll be able to change the aesthetic. Maybe I want a goblin style house. Maybe I want a blood elf style house. I'm pretty sure they're going to let us do that. Maybe, maybe not. At a bare minimum, I would like to change the orientation of the house. I mean, look at the entrance. It's here. This is the entrance. That's not how houses work. Usually, the front door of the house would come this direction. So I think that's kind of silly. It's probably a mistake. I don't know if they'll just go ahead and give us the reins and let us change the direction of the house. Because I think they need to fix the directions. You'll notice on a lot of these plots, you'll be like, why is the house facing that direction? It doesn't quite make sense. So yeah, this plot, if you like this one, is 41. And I'll show you on the map where we are. We're kind of close to the middle. There are several neighborhoods that you're going to be looking at. The neighborhoods are distinct with foliage and different lighting boxes, as I'll let you know. During the day, it's less noticeable, but during sunset and evening, it can get very noticeable. Just yesterday, I was on here and I just was kind of putzing around all day, and I was waiting for the night cycle to hit, and it finally did very late into the evening, like real late. It could just be an alpha thing, but it. I saw the sunset for like ever, and it had several different stages to it. But the sunset in this area is deep blue, almost purplish, swirling like clouds with a teal backdrop. Very interesting. And it looks really cool, especially on the shore, because you almost can't even tell where the ocean stops and the sky begins. It's very pretty. But if we were to go up here, back here to this Shara looking area with the golden and red pines, that has a very, very different skybox than the rest of them. The rest of them blend a little bit more and are more subtle about their changes. But the ones back there, oh my, they're stunning, but they're very, very different. I don't think, well, yes, I do. There is an alliance equivalent to that. When you go into Duskwood area, it's not called that, but when you go into like the moody, um, the foggy, dark area of the Alliance Zone, that has a very different skybox. It is darker during the day, and you'll get to see that. But at night, there are certain plots that have like fireflies all over them, and only certain plots in that area, not all of them. But that's like just something different. So when you're thinking about what plot you believe that you might want, check out the lighting throughout the day, through the sunset, the sunrise, and night, and make sure that it still looks as good to you in different lighting than it did, when you first picked it. I imagine most people are going to be in the daytime whenever they get to housing, but yeah, keep that nighttime bit in mind. So, like I said, I like this being more green. I like that it's tropical and it still has the sand and it has the water and I still have the ocean over there. I will show you the other two plots that I claimed before this one. I mean, I might even find a different one I want. Maybe I'll end up back there in the pines because that one's really calling me right now. But as of right now, I think I want a goblin one, and I think this would meet the aesthetic. If I'm going to have, palm trees around mine and hammocks and tiki drinks, then this is where I want to be. I would absolutely love if they let us have, multiple homes. But right now, in alpha at least, and well, maybe in the rest of the game, who knows, you're only allowed to have one house alliance and one house horde. That's fine. Maybe I'll just have to get multiple accounts so I can literally have one house in every biome. I'm definitely that into housing. I would be that dorky. Okay, so I think I would like to start on the coast and we'll kind of work our way around. The one that I chose was in an area that's going to be a little bit more populated, but the houses that you see so far, the one on the right and the one on the left, those are non-player houses. Those are just community areas that they built up and just to add flavor to the zone. So it will look more populated than it really is. This plot is actually super secluded when you actually take a look at it. Um, Over here, there's just a farm area, which is very cute, and we'll get into that. There's all the water area. There's a common area here that has faux construction in the center of it. You'll see that faux construction many places around the entire neighborhood. And the same goes for Alliance. I believe they're placeholders. I'm not sure what they're going to do with those. Or, well, I really hope that they don't keep them because they're kind of just copy and paste construction sites. Um, but it leads me to believe that maybe they want to do something better there because usually when you see one of these construction sites, it's probably big enough for two plots, but there's really no elevation difference to separate them. But they're very beautiful spots. Like, who would want a house right here? I mean, come on. So maybe they're not placeholders. Maybe they're just like bogarting the best spots because you don't want people to fight over them. I don't know their reasoning. I'm just speculating. But it is funny that you will see them everywhere. Okay, let's get to the end. at the edge of the map, you'll notice on these maps that there's a whole lot of space where there's no houses. Don't know what they're going to do with them. Usually they're mountains and they're just to give a beautiful backdrop, right? I mean, that is stunning, but they're not going to have us have houses up there. They're just for flavor. Um, but to see the peaks of the mountains and then to go straight down to the ocean, it's very pleasing to look at. It's quite stunning. So, all right, we start at the southernmost point. I will be your tour guide and your real estate agent. So I'm going to go through each one of the plots, talk about what's special about that plot, and give you the number. So whenever you go to housing, you can kind of hit the ground running. Don't be like me though. Don't walk in and go straight to your plot and claim it. Go do the quick quest because a part of that quest is to buy the house. And I claimed my house first and soft locked myself out, and then I had to wait 2 days for Alpha to fix it. So, as much as you want to go get your plot right away, right away, um, don't. In case it soft locks you out, or maybe they'll have fixed it and it won't even be an issue. Or maybe instead of choosing tutorial, maybe you choose the button that says get right to it. And then you can go get your plot. But yeah, that was a little bit of a headache for me when I first got on Alpha. I was so sad. I could only see the Alliance side because I locked myself out of the Horde side. Okay. This was the very first plot that I thought I wanted. It's a great plot, and we're going to go over that. So this is number 24. You can see on the map we're really south. So 24 is very secluded. And what I love about this is that you got some really kind of quirky things around it. You have this little water inlet where it looks like it dries out and it has a long walk to get back to town. So if you like to RP that your characters maybe on the outskirts of town and that's just part of who they are, well, this is a good one. And I really love this. Like walking through the bones is pretty great, but it's obvious somebody got caught by an anchor. I love storytelling and building. So I'm going to take a look at what is around the plot because maybe it informs your character if you RP. Now, if you're just a raider, or you're just a casual player, I mean, this backstory stuff is still kind of fun. I mean, whose mind hasn't really wandered in that direction, whether you actually roleplay or not? But having the pirate ship here is super fun. If you enjoy the pirate vibe, you got all the pirate transmog, and this is your thing. Well, you get that there. It's really cute. Get some more bones over here. You have your own little tiny private beach. What looks like could be a tidal pool if the tides go out. I'd love to see a little bit more life in there. You just walk up here. You have the wonderful sound of the waves. So ambiance is a very big thing here. You're going to notice that in the different biomes, there's going to be different ambiance in the background. And while there's no music currently in the neighborhoods, we don't know how that's going to work. So you do want to consider the ambiance. I mean, if you enjoy the sound of waves in the background like this, like I do, this would be a wonderful plot for you. There's so many beach plots that if you're an ocean person, you will have your pick truly. But there's some plots that are up way high and they have like a whistling wind noise, which for some people that might be lovely, but for me that was irritating. I know you can turn your ambiance off, but it's just another layer that adds to the immersion and I don't want to turn mine off. So I would just consider that. If I did want a mountaintop one, turn the ambiance off. I don't want to be annoyed. But you'll see the different ones for the different areas, especially in like the graveyard section of the Alliance. Or if you just want to hear birds chirping over in that tropical area where I've put my home down right now. I love that. So there's no music right now. I did find one spot there's music, and I'll play it for you when we get back to that tropical area. I found a little cave behind a waterfall, and it has music, and they didn't turn it off yet. Unless they turned it off last night. I hope they didn't. But you'll get a little sneak peek of what the music might be for the entire neighborhood. Or maybe it's just the music for the cave. Who knows? So this plot is just really fun. You're going to have the flamingo like tall striders. Oh, you just saw me bounce out. Whenever you go to a plot and it's private, sometimes when you fly over it, it'll just automatically put you back at the stone, the cornerstone. That doesn't mean you can't walk up to it and try to enter, or maybe it does. Uh, it doesn't want me flying. Let's see if I can walk up and try to enter. No, not at all. This person is like fully private. It's a setting where you can allow people onto your plot, into your house. On my personal one, I have it completely public, but maybe you want it private. It does make it hard for people to walk around though. Like if I wanted to check out this person's outside, even if it's not public, your outside stuff is still public. It would keep kicking me out, and I'd have to fly up high in order to check out your build. So I really hope people are a little bit more, or likely they haven't found the settings yet. This is alpha, but I hope people keep stuff public. I love seeing other people's creativity. It's like one of the best parts of housing, not just making your own stuff and sharing it, but checking out other people. I love walking into a place and seeing something I've never seen before. That just excites me. So yeah, I hope we get some cobblers. All right. So enough of this one. This is plot 24. And this is the secluded little area that feels like it's yours because no one else is back here. Okay. Now, if we go this way and go around the bend, of course, we have more broken ship. I have no doubt there's probably going to be one of the daily housing quests for free decor that's going to take you out here. But coming around the bend here, I did consider this plot as well. I liked it because it has the dune grass. That's the grass on the sand that keeps sand from eroding. That's why your beaches are still beaches and not just get swept away. I just love this kind of flowy feel to the dune grass. And although it's not like animated and flowing, like I could, maybe it will be at some point. I just thought it was a nicer transition from the sand to the red rock to the green. And like I said, I was like, oh, maybe I want a green. Let's see. The number for this plot is 54. Okay. So what's special about 54? It backs right up to a rock, so you don't have anybody behind you. You still have the sandy shore. You got the green and tropical. By the way, all this foliage in the middle of the plot will go away when you set your house down, unfortunately. So if you like it, take a screenshot of it. Maybe you can recreate it outside later when you get these items in your crate or in your inventory or storage, whatever word you want to use for it, so that you could recreate it later if you like the placement of them. You'll notice too, whenever I fly away sometimes and I get closer, that foliage will sometimes disappear. See? And then it comes back. That is because it's not going to be there forever. It's temporary. I am unsure about the fences. I have bought a plot and the fence disappeared. And then when I came back later, the fence was back. It's not a complete fence, right? It's not meant to be permanent. So probably just an alpha bug, right? Probably. Okay. I like this plot a lot because if you look over here, you get a little bit of little teeny waterfalls. You got some of the stream coming into the ocean. You can see the color difference between the bluer water and it turns a little bit more green, a little bit more murky, tropical as it hits the ocean. I've noticed a lot more of these pygmy hippos around. I think they're adorable. I want a pet hippo. I saw one yesterday and I was so excited by it. And then I came back and there's like 20 now. So I'm not sure how the animals are spawning in. But that could be something you consider when you look at plots, right? Like, do you want to have a bunch of turtles around? Do you want, the tall striders? Do you like the hippos? Uh, Further inland, there's going to be like salamanders, and there's different wildlife depending upon where you choose your plot. So yeah, this one kind of is very similar to the last one, except it has a lot more green, and you have a view of the island. This is going to be a very easy social hub. It's not buildable. This is a community one. Sorch song? Isle? Yeah, that's how I'm thinking we're going to pronounce it. It looks really great at night. So each of these fire sources are going to glow an orange, lovely, welcoming color. You have the sand, you have the ocean sounds. There's a few different covered areas that you can sit at. I imagine lots of people are just going to be slash sitting around the fire for RP or even just to hang out. Over here, you have an adorable little tiki bar. And as somebody who has built lots of tiki bars and different games, I this made me smile a whole lot. I love this. I would definitely just saddle up behind it and start RPing as if I were the bartender. I really enjoy. I don't mind being an NPC in RP, so this is really fun. I can see this island being really populated, and if you have one of these plots like the one we just went to, and it overlooks the island, you can see, like, you don't even have to type, hey, where's the RP at? You can just look across the street and just be like, hey, yep, there's people there. I want to go hang out. This is just freaking adorable. I out loud dawed when I saw this. Just this little area for ceremony or weddings or binding ceremonies. It was just stupid cute when I saw this. I was like, yeah, this is built for RP. And by gosh, look at the color of the water behind this. Where it hits the horizon. I mean, where it's this little tropical light blue and then it hits the dark blue. I mean, that's exactly what the ocean looks like when the shadows and the depths get there. So, so pretty. And who doesn't want to just sit here and listen to the waves, look at the sky? It's really gorgeous. I absolutely love this. So, very cute. I have not yet found a similar ceremony site on the Alliance side, but I'm positive there has to be one, or they're gonna have to put one in because that's a really big element for people. But a beach ceremony, awesome. So this is just an uninhabited island. There's several of these. There are many, many beach plots on the other side. So if we're looking at the east side, east, southeast, lots and lots of beach plots, sandy plots that you can build on. This is just a teeny part of that. But I do want to show you this plot over here. It's the furthest one we can see before the land is just really uninhabitable. But who knows what they're going to do with that area. This plot's interesting because right off the side of it is this little fishing dock. And what's special is it has a cave. Okay, let me get the number for this if you're curious and you want to write down that number right away. This is plot. There it is. This is plot number 26. Okay, so the neat thing about this plot is that you've got the red rocks to your back. You have plenty of birds to scare away at your sadistic leisure. I would never do this in real life, but it's still so fun to do in games. Don't terrorize animals, kids. So this is lovely because you have this small waterfall here with the bridge. You have the calm, like tropical waters with some green. You got got more pygmy hippo butt. But you also have a view of the social island. There is going to be two people across the street from you. So honestly, this is a really nice cluster. If you have four people, actually five, that green plot up there is one. If you've got five people that you want to build with and you all want to be like right here on the sands, close to this really hot hopping like social hub, and this would be really good for your group of friends. Lots of sandy plots. So one, two, three sandy plots and two green plots. Not that that might make even a difference to you, but it could for some. But let's go check out this cave. So we've got some decor vendors here, and I'm not sure if they're going to stay here, but that's easy access to the decor vendor. You don't have to go back to the main hub. Fishing. I don't know what kind of fishing we're going to get in neighborhoods. I hope it's not as simple as just like Stormwind, lowest level ones, but it might be. Who knows? Got some flotsam floating over there. But I do hope that they add, some neighborhood specific fishing. I mean, how great would that be? I mean, what's more relaxing than that? If we go ahead and go in this big, giant, broken hull of a ship, we have another vendor here. Here's that ambiance. Deep, low rumbling. I find this incredibly relaxing too. I don't know about you, especially with the trickle of the water. Hell, I would build a house in here if they let me. I can see this being just a place where people go and just sit in the springs and chat and RP as well. People love water, baths, and these neighborhoods definitely reflect that. Okay, So if you would like to be next to this cave, if that supports your character's story in some way, or you just really like this and you just think it's cool and you want to pretend like it's part of your plot because you have the plot closest to it, then this one's for you. See, told you I'm your real estate agent. I promise I don't do this in real life, but I have looked for a house before. Let's see. This one is plot number 11. Okay. What's special about 11? Well, it's really close to this green one, but we are at a lower elevation to try to give you a little bit more privacy. And you do have access to cute little waterfall and bridge, so that's really close to you. I spend a lot of time outside, and we are going to be able to decorate our interiors, right? So, what is around your plot kind of makes a difference. Like, if this makes you happy to look at a tiered waterfall out your front door, I mean, would make me happy, I would be all about this plot. So, number 11 here, we have the inlet, we have all the tropical waters, the beautiful view, and you could be right across the street from a friend that you're building with or a partner. Let's see what this plot is. Ooh, there we got the salamanders. They're kind of creepy, honestly. When I'm on my little goblin, it is so huge. It looks like it could just come up and eat my goblin. Not gonna lie. It's smiling, and it kind of looks like a, how do you pronounce that? A axolotl. Kind of looks like that to me. So I know what they're going for, but look at those claws. Come on, it's still scary. My little goblin goes up to it, and I'm just like, oh my god, so gonna eat it. All right. This plot is number. There's the thing. There's the thing. Looking for the cornerstone. This is plot 17. Very sandy plot. That's what this has to offer, and all of the beautiful tropical water around it. You're surrounded by water on two sides. This little washed out bridge over here is kind of adorable, not gonna lie. Um, you still have a great view of the red rocks behind you. You are gonna see your house over here. But what you'll notice is, okay, I'm gonna go stand in this plot and show you what they do. It's really clever. There's some land and a large tree there, and it's going to basically hide the house. Not entirely, but it's going to disrupt the sightline so that you don't see the house. So you're going to feel like you have more seclusion than even sometimes when you have these plots that are so close to each other. Very clever. And I will probably point that out on many of these plots. Like, even if you're close, these are the things blocking your sightline. Again, there's somebody's going to be right behind you here. You have some land there that kind of sticks up a little bit, and these rocks are going to be in the way, blocking that person's house from somebody else's house. Very clever design. There's hardly anything in here that wasn't completely thought out in that way. So you want to feel like you're a part of things, but also maybe you want to feel like this is your own little private sanctuary, your own little beach house. It's a delicate balance, I guess, is what I'm getting at. And I think they really, really nailed it. You can see, ugh, I don't know if you can work from home, but I have multiple screens, and sometimes I'll put just like something on the side screen that's relaxing to me, and I could totally see myself doing that in this game now. I love that. I would do that in other games too, where I'll just set the music, what I like, and stop my character, sit them down, and just look at the in-game scenery. I'll do it with real scenery too, but it's fun when you're proud of your build and you just want to enjoy it. I have spent umpteen hours in housing. You have no idea. It's really my happy place. I love it so much. So back here, this is where those little waterfalls are. And you'll notice that the rocks are getting a little bit more jagged. And this is going to be the area where we go up top and see the higher houses. Not going to go there quite yet, but I did want to draw attention to this little formation here. I don't know why. I love it. I love it every time there's like a natural rock bridge, and there's quite a few of them. They just make me happy to look at. They're just really cool. Okay, so there's actually a pond here between that one plot that we were looking at and this next one. And, well, having water features on your plot is very soothing. And I think most people try to put water features on their plots, even when there's not one completely like already installed. And this one is going to be for that person who wants to see the tropical ocean waters, but also have the freshwater pond and have this kind of stream kind of going almost all the way around their entire plot. This one's for water lovers. So let me look at the number. This is number 50. So if you enjoy having all of this like right behind you, you're really going to have fun with this. Do you see how the natural rock bridge, the arch of it, might actually block the houses up there? So you'll feel more secluded. But there are some porches, so the people who build up there could look right down on you, which is fine. Maybe you want that. That's fine. This is a non player house back here, and just a little bit more flavor. You're not allowed to go in many of them, but there are a few that you can. So this one's blocked off, at least for now. I'm going to follow the trail back here. We have a flight path right here, which could be convenient for you. Honestly, as I fly around here, it doesn't feel as big as like the map makes it look like. Like, do we need this many flight paths? Maybe not, but maybe you need that. That's fine. If you want to be close to a flight path, there's one right there that'll take you straight to the hub to get your daily quest. And then you can fly around the whole place looking for the answer to the quest. We will pick it up and maybe we'll even go through one. I love this, and the plant life is so pretty. So we don't have a, do we have a view of the waterfall from here? We do. Yeah, this plot is really for someone who likes to have a lot of water around them. That's a nice one. Underrated. I might use that like I'm going to use that term a couple of times probably. You'll probably hear it a lot out of my mouth because I've noticed which plots people are grabbing first. Now, this is just alpha. I mean, the max I've ever seen on at once has been like 30 people, maybe more on the weekends, like right now. But there's not a whole lot of people who have this. So the people taking houses, they're taking specific ones. So I will let you know which ones appear to be more popular at this time. That doesn't mean that other people aren't going to gravitate towards other ones. But the very first one I showed you, that isolated one next to the pirate ship with the bones, that one's gone pretty quickly. Um, and there are a few more, like the waterfall house I'm going to show you. Like there's waterfalls everywhere. Most everyone's going to get a waterfall view. But there's a giant waterfall up in the Pine area back there, and it's called the Four Sisters. And there is a waterfall house, and that waterfall house goes quick. What I want to let you know about the waterfall house is because it's a popular area, because it's just pretty, it's just real pretty to sit and look at. Because it's popular, if you get that house, you are going to maybe potentially have a lot of foot traffic. Like, think of the person who bought the Goonies house. Come on. Like, you know you're going to get foot traffic. You better be okay with the attention, is what I'm saying. So, just because something's popular, even if it might be out of the way, it might be, you might get a lot of foot traffic because it's got like some cool stuff attached to it, and there might be people around. So, consider that how much privacy you think you might like, or how much socialization you think you might like whenever choosing one of these, what looks to be the more popular ones at this time. But I am here to tell you that there is not a bad seat in the house. This is coming from somebody who has been flying around and going through alpha and just looking at these neighborhoods by streaming. I mean, I streamed yesterday for like 3 hours showing people plots. Today, I'm going to stream for as long as I can, whether people are watching or not. I hope people find this video and then look at the plots and find their numbers, and then they can feel assured that they know where they're going to live. I know houses are really enthusiastic, but like after I streamed yesterday, I was still online for like 5 hours just marveling at this place by myself. And I think I know these zones pretty darn well now. So if you do pop up in chat, if you end up watching this live, you can ask me, hey, I want a night elf house, or hey, I want a house with no water around it. Or if you tell me something that you're looking for, I could probably take you straight to it. And I can give you some suggestions. If you've got a certain number of players that you have with you, that you know that you want to be in the same area, maybe you still want to be in a public zone so that you can make friends, but you've got like 5 people. You all want to jump on one community and you all want to get those plots as soon as you possibly can so you can all be together. I can help you try to do that as quick as possible. And you can, this is housing tours. Figure out the plot you want. I know this was like the biggest thing I wanted to do was like I wanted to find which one, where's my plot. So if you're like me, then this stream is for you. So this is 33. And like I said, I think this is a really nice cluster, but it doesn't have to be. Maybe you're making friends. You've got all the green foliage, very tropical. You're up a little bit higher. So the people who build lower than you're kind of be looking at their rooftops. And it's not going to really entirely obstruct your view. I know eventually we get larger homes, so you are going to see them. But this one still has a very nice view of the ocean. I think you can still hear the waves, but the bird ambiance is really kicking in. Yeah, I think the waves are further away. You hear that? Definitely more inland vibes, though. You have a waterfall out back, which is directly in your backyard, with a little tiny bit of sand here. You can hang out or chill on the rocks and just enjoy it. I did notice that a lot of the waterfalls don't really have very loud water noise. A few of them do. I'm not sure if they're going to be more consistent later or if this is how they're just going to be. You do have access to that, and you have a lot of trees on this plot, a lot of big trees, which is lovely. And I really actually think this is cool behind here. This is a non-player house, but you just have this bluff built right into the rocks where you can sit and look at the ocean. And that, I mean, that's great. I don't know about any of you, but I will not afford this in my lifetime to have a view like this. So this is just really lovely that you can enjoy that here in game. But that's right off of your plot. So if you enjoy that, then you get to kind of use the stuff that's directly outside your plot as yours a little bit more often than other people might use it because it's so close in proximity. I really love this outcropping here. I really enjoy where they have the green foliage on top of the red rocks. I don't know why. It makes me happy. I'll stay away from those salamanders. Okay, so we're going to go up here next. And even with all the hours I've spent looking at this zone already, I'm still geeking out over this stuff. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. I love this. I take so much pleasure in other people's creativity and their housing development team and how they place everything, and I can see how thoughtful they were in it, and it just makes me so happy. It's like looking at a painting to me. It's great. Or reading an amazing book. So let's celebrate their creativity. This is plot 0. Kind of odd to have a 0. All right. Whatever 0 is. This plot is kind of secluded, yeah, right? It's like off the side. You back right up to more of the red rocks. I don't think that's going to fall on you. That's okay. But it's really beautiful to have a close up view of that. So, plot 0 is definitely tucked away. And it also has this tower like attached to it, right? So, there are so many of these towers. In fact, we can count them. I got a giggle counting how many towers I could see from plot 0 just the other day. So we got the one in front of us. We got one to the right. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can see 7 towers from this plot. So whenever you're trying to fill a zone as a housing person, if you've ever had a large community like back in the day with like old school WildStar, that game that is no longer with us, they had community plots that were huge, like this, massive. And when you built something nice and you just needed to fill the dang space because it's so dang huge and you just end up kind of copy and pasting stuff and putting them everywhere, I kind of get the feeling that these towers might be kind of like that. I really, really hope that they do something with them. Like part of an event or part of a quest line or add specific things inside of them because you can go inside of them, you can walk up them and get to the top. They're just kind of lookout posts and they're great. They're well designed. I like the look of them. It's not like they're ugly or anything. I don't mean to sound like I'm complaining too badly. Um, but there's so many of them and I really want them to do something with them. They're like screaming to be used, I guess, to me. But if you like these towers and it could maybe work in your favor, and if you RP, maybe this matches your line. Maybe you're a lookout scout at some point. Um, However, you might be able to work that into your line. You can't build in here. Obviously, it's not in your plot. and you'd have to look at it. So if you like these and you don't mind looking at it, you have this little extra area that you could potentially use for role play. I do like that this is out of the way, and you could still maybe slightly hear the ocean. Can't really see the ocean too well from here, but you really are going to be immersed in the red rocks if that's the aesthetic you're going for. And of course, we've got the flying wyvern. We have those up here. A lot of the tops of the rocks have those, and in the Alliance area, we've got griffins. Okay, moving along. All right. This is a really cool little cul-de-sac. So there are three plots here, and I really dig this. Right where there's a house right there, that is a player house, and I actually reserved that house before I moved it, and I'll tell you why. So I love this little area. We have the flying wyvern overhead. We still have some really great big palms, but we're getting really into the red rock like aesthetic of Horde. But I love that this is just three plots. These two are going to be next to each other. One's green, one is sand, and then one is green elevated. I just like the teeny bit more density to the tropical plants than some of the other areas while still feeling very Horde. This plot is number 18. And I like this one because you're right on the water and you're going to have a view of whatever gets built on that center island eventually. But again, just looks like a construction site right now. I think they're going to do something with it because it's a very prominent spot. But you're right on the stream here. Oh, you have some puddling. I didn't realize this yesterday. Oh, that's so cute. So it gives the illusion that, when the tide comes in, that maybe this might get washed out a little bit. And then when the tide goes out, it reveals. Yeah, like the storytelling in those little puddles. But there's a side area here with some ceremonial stones. Don't necessarily think that they're graves, but they're definitely have symbols on them, and they're definitely there for an altar of some kind. Now, if you're RPing a character that has ties to their ancestral roots, maybe this could play into your RP and have a very um, literal area that you could just go to right up on your hill and have those kind of moments in your role play. And that's what's really important about each of these plots. They have something special attached to them, every single one of them. And maybe it informs role play, or maybe you just like the story of it. But this is decor that you don't have to put down, that you get to enjoy, that someone else put down for you. That's right off of your plot. So again, this one is 18. It comes to mind some players that I know that are very into their ancestral connections, and I could see that being something that might be attractive to them when they're picking out a plot. This other one on the ground is a sand plot, and I really enjoyed this one too. I kind of went back and forth on it. We have number 28. So 28 is along a road, but it is right next to the waterfalls, right? Very pretty. But it has this kind of walkway and up to one of the flight paths. If you want to be on a flight path, if that's convenient for you, maybe you like this one. But you're going to have a lot of people flying in and out potentially, and the first thing they see is your house down here, and maybe they fly right down to come visit and want to check out your plot. So you might have a lot of foot traffic, may or may not. I enjoy this little kind of pond here. I like that there's a lot of green inside of it. Makes it feel more alive. I see a frog in there. Do you see it? That's cute. I hope they do more of that. Did notice that a lot of the water seems a little empty. I feel like they need to go back and flesh out the underwater a little bit. Like there's rocks under the water straight ahead, but there's no green. So maybe we'll see a little bit more life, but you can see right here on the ground we got a little shrew. And over here we got another frog. I've seen insects. You'll see insects flying. I've seen mosquitoes fly right into my camera and freak me the hell out. Uh, really, Liz? We need mosquitoes. But this plot is number 28. Like I said, look at the rise here in the tree and the rock. That is actually going to help so you don't see the house. See? It disappears behind the rock. So you still get to enjoy that waterfall back there and not necessarily have to see the house. See how clever that is? So I love this little pool here. These little kind of dried upstream, and then it pools here again. This is the other plot that I had chosen. It is number 9. Now, I am just, by the way, assuming that these numbers are never going to change. They seem to be pretty damn consistent unless they change from alpha to live. There is no rhyme or reason to these numbers. Like there's 6, there's 5. I guess there's a rhyme there. 7, but usually there's 10 is way up there. 40 is right next to it. So that's what I'm talking about. Like 10 will be next to 40. Like you really can't just look at the map and ask yourself, where's the number based off of like maybe a clock. You can't go clockwise and assume you know where somebody's plot is. So you're probably going to hear people talk about their plot by what's around it. Like the Four Sisters waterfall plot. You know, you will know exactly where that is. But you might not be able to tell somebody where your plot is just by giving them the number, is what I'm saying, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So that's why it's important that I'm giving you the numbers now, so you know what the numbers are. So this is 9. The best part about 9 is we're tucked into the rocks back here. Just really just makes you feel like there's just nobody else around, even though you've got these two houses right down here. I hope it doesn't keep kicking me out because this is a great plot and I want to show it to you. So I love the green, and you have this kind of really tiny waterfall that like you ask yourself like, wait, all the waterfalls here don't look like this. I need to check it out. You have this little area back here that could be fun for just hanging out and bathing and being a little secluded. Like I said, I like these rock arches. But I found this yesterday and it made me so happy. We'll listen to the music of the zone. This is the only music that I've been able to find so far in the neighborhoods. Gosh, it's so peaceful, especially with the water, the pip pat of the water, right? I could do that all day. So there's little tastes of the music in the zone. I would love that if that were just the neighborhood wide music. How great would that be? I really don't think they're going to let us do outside music outside our plot, like be able to set that. I wouldn't imagine that because they still want to control the mood of the zone, right? And how jarring would that be to fly over somebody's and hear different music and then fly over somebody else's and hear something else random? So I would imagine there's probably going to be a zone wide music, and maybe that's it and they forgot to turn it off in the cave. So we got to hear it. Very peaceful, so relaxing. I'm into it, and I could absolutely just sit in that little nook of a cave and chill. So that's why I had chose this plot, just to have access to that whenever I felt like it. But I just thought it was really cute. Okay. Again, if you have any plots that you want me to take a look at, let me know. If you prefer Alliance side, I can always hop over to Alliance and mix it up. Or if there's something that you notice that I don't notice that's really neat about a plot, go ahead and type it. Um, yeah, I think there's going to be something here because you'll see NPCs walking out of here with those barrels full of black rock. And we have a pyrotechnician here. I want to say there's going to be some. Yeah, see, it's empty. There's going to be something back there at some point on a quest line. But how cool is that? I don't know what it'll be, but you'll have pretty close access to it if you have one of these plots over here. I'm going to fly over the little farm area just so you can take a look at that. I'm very into the artistic way they did some of this. This is a non-player house, but just the farming area. And the Alliance has two little farm, one small farm and one large farm, and one even has like a barn on the side of it. If that's part of your backstory for your character, or you just want to be next to something that feels more alive that you didn't have to build, but you get to enjoy it because you're right next to it. I love this whole area. So you can see in this one little tropical zone of Razor Wind Shores, it's mostly waterfall, water, and just open community space. And people's houses are primarily on the perimeter. We have that cluster of three there. We had several along the coast over there. And then we have just this one little house right here, just in the middle of all of the community area, but really no neighbors. So that's why I chose this one. Again, this one is 41. Sweeping view of the rocks. All right, I think we did this area, this biome rather, and some of the sand ones to death. We can move on. So I've done all of the south and up into the center, but I'm going to go ahead and fly over the main hub. That's where we're going to get our quest for the day. Now, I've been able to do this quest on Alliance and Horde on the same day. It is a random generated riddle that will send you around the zone, and you look for buried treasure and you can get a free piece of decor. There is a flight path here in the main hub, and this is actually called the Common on Horde side. It's called the Hub on Alliance side, so I might end up using those words interchangeably. We have a dye station here. We've got decor vendors. None of this works for me right now in Alpha, which is totally fine.
My goods are exquisite.
But we've got this just big kind of the bigger of the common areas, but each zone has its own common area as well. Again, we have another construction site, which is basically a placeholder that we don't know what they're going to put there eventually. Think of it as like Dark Moon Fair, how they section off tents and such and never really used it. And then over the years, they finally started using some of it. And we have more of the towers, many, many towers. You can see some of the more the sandy plots. We're going to go down there and check some of those out because I did start the sandy beach plots, but there was a big mountain in the way and we ended up going inland. If I had made a left at the start of this tour, that's where we would have ended up. So we will make it down there. But in this common area, we're going to go ahead and get the quest from the last architect. This is the person that you're going to talk to on Horde side that gives you your initial quest. And part of that quest is purchasing the home. So if you do that, don't grab your home right away. Do the quest first so that you can complete it.
Every brick tells a story.
Treasure hunt number 33. Okay, let's see what we can figure out just by reading this. Old watering hole. Take a swig or take a dive. Hold your breath and dig. Oh boy, a watering hole. Well, there is umpteen million water sources on this community. Take a swim or take a dive. Okay, in my head there are a few plots that have diving boards. Well, wooden planks that you can walk off of. Take a swig or take a dive. Hold your breath and dig. Okay. As we go around, we'll be looking for that. It'll look like a big mound of dirt and it has a yellow outline. It's very obvious when you see it. It's not too hidden. But as we're flying around, we'll see if we just kind of stumble across it. But we'll keep that riddle in mind and see if we find it. There's another faux construction site. So we got two here. Big areas. I'm not sure what they're going to do because they're not going to let us build in the common area. That's for sure. This is likely going to be the round spot where like if you were been paying attention to housing, you'll see where the events are and where the whole neighborhood communicate or yeah, communicates. Sorry, I haven't had enough coffee yet. That's my reminder to take a sip of my latte. Where the whole community gets together and participates towards earning different decor items by maxing out reputations and such. This is where that's going to be. Now, in each of the little biomes, there's small circles in those as well. So I wonder if they're going to shoot you out into the different biomes to help complete things in the different ones. But the main one, of course, is going to be in the hub or the common area. Oh, wait, did we not accept it? Much talking?
Wonder no more.
Yeah, I didn't accept it. There we go. Got it. Too much chatting. See, I told you, not enough coffee yet. Here we have another construction site. So there's our third one, right? In such a small area. So I really hope they're going to do stuff with this. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they gave me another roller coaster like at the Dark Moon Fair. I'm a big fan of that. Give me an amusement park. So there's faux buildings up here. No one gets to live in them, but it just does make the hub look a little bit more lively. And I'm not sure what that building's supposed to be right there. It's not like the traditional towers like we see in the background there. But the portal into the entire zone, if you were to port to housing from Stormwind, is up here. This is what it looks like when you first log in and try to zone straight in, and you can go back to Orgrimmar. What it looks like, and you just follow it down and go ahead and start your questing. Except if you want to stop and get your flight path up here. So that is the community hub. Very, very big space. And it is more populated with NPCs. Last night when I was in here, I saw quite a few NPCs, but it seems pretty desolate right now. Again, this is alpha, so things are changing like by the minute. Like the servers can go down at any moment. Here we got some NPCs. And there we go. You feel they look a little bit more lively. This is the contractor. I have not been able to upgrade my house yet, but this is who you talk to get that done. Kind of reminds me of garrisons a little bit when you send them out. This is our roster that tells you how many people are in the community and who is offline. Well, I actually think I'm going to cut this off here so that I can save the video and people can reference those numbers to those plots. And then I will pick it up and do another section in the next video. So it's a little bit easier to digest in smaller chunks. Okay, thanks a lot. I hope this was helpful. Happy housing.